I'm Stephanie Oden, the host of the Quiet Impact Podcast. And in this week's episode, I'm going to share with you some of the missteps, trips, pitfalls, and potholes of walking forward and backward at the same time. You may be wondering how that's possible. Tune in and see. And you're going to want to hear the tips I share on how to use your rearview mirror as a way to empower your journey. Welcome to the Quiet Impact Podcast, where we nurture the journey of introverts who desire to achieve greater levels of influence, income, and impact. The go-to podcast for introvert achievers just like you, seeking purpose-driven growth. I am your host, Stephanie Oden. Have you ever desired to have a mentor whisper success secrets into your ear? One with firsthand experience as a six-figure corporate leader, expertise in entrepreneurship, and is an introvert? Tune into each episode where we will provide valuable insights into how introverts can effectively navigate life with full-time jobs, pursue career success, and delve into entrepreneurship. We will explore various business and career topics related to self-discovery, achieving success, and finding joy in the journey. My guest and I share real-life experiences, strategies, tools, and resources that will encourage personal and professional growth, self-empowerment, and living an authentic, purposeful life. Let's get into today's episode. I am not shy, timid, or needing to be fixed. I am an introvert, and that is our superpower. I want to talk to you in today's episode about what may be happening if you're not making progress towards your goals. And that is, are you moving forward, but walking backwards at the same time? I know there's been many times in my professional career and in my business journey that limitations were placed on me and they were from an outside force. You may have had that experience too, where, a lot of times we're not the loudest in the room. We're a quiet storm. We're powerful, but we're not necessarily the loudest. And it's been when a system or someone put me in a box and opposed an external limit to my success. And we still have success in spite of that. Just want to say, yeah, we do. We do. Now I want to share with you the other side. I found that we put ourselves in a box. And if we put ourselves in it, we can get ourselves out of it. That's the way I think. And that is all around walking forward backwards. Let me set this up for you. You're walking along and you see somebody you know coming towards you. You wave, right? You're slightly off track. You're still walking, but it's a slight, you slow your pace. You can't help but slow your pace a little bit. Especially walking towards your goal, you don't quite know all the answers. You don't exactly know where you're going. So you're going to slow your pace a little bit. You connect, you start talking, and before you know it, you're either walking slower or you're walking backwards or you're stopped. Your goal is still in front of you, but you're not making motion toward it. You think you are. Or it could be, to set this up in the very drastic of extreme, it is, you want to practice, turn around and walk backwards. Turn around and walk backwards. You're still moving forward, but aren't you more timid? Just do it. Do it right now. Aren't you more uncertain in your steps? Aren't you less focused? I've done this before and I trip because I can't see. It's not sturdy. So yes, I'm walking forward, but backwards. And I'm not making the type of progress that I need to. You might be thinking, Stephanie, I introvert. I'm not going to be having conversations with people. Trust me. Okay, I agree. But we can get it with the person. What if? What is the thing that's tapping you on your shoulder, that's putting you in the box, isn't external? Tap, tap, tap. Tap, tap. Oh, okay. What is that? It could be past disappointments. It could be a doom and gloom. Sometimes the media puts it out there. It could be tap, 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 tap. Oh, yeah. Stephanie, you failed at that last time. You didn't get that done, girl. They're sneaky too. They're really sneaky. Remember the poke on Facebook? Is that still a thing? I should poke somebody and see if that works. It could be a heartache that you went through. Tap, tap. It could be overlooked for a promotion. Tap, tap. It could be that sale that you thought you had and everything was going the right way. And they decided to order, but then cancel. Or to set up for coaching and they decided no. Tap, tap. Those are all things that could allow us to set up limiting beliefs, to put us in a box, to have us think we're not able to do what we think we can do. And we start still putting on that show face of, yeah, I'm walking towards my goal, but you got the tap taps going on. Okay? The steps are uneasy, they're uncertain, or even stalled. So, what I want to share with you is three strategies that I have found they're proven and they'll work to help you to keep walking forward. Because if you don't do something about it, before you know it, you'll have your back on the things that you really want. Let's talk about the three strategies. They're not really complicated, but they require action on your part. The first one, it will seem simple, but difficult if you've not done this before. Make a list of 100 successes. Okay, why would I ask you to do that? So that when you do look back, because it's going to happen. When you do look back, what you'll see will be things to help you to keep looking forward. Now, don't underestimate this powerful tool, okay? And yes, I said 100. I had a coaching client, clearly successful, one of my quiet achievers. She's a six-figure marketing executive. She laughed when I said 100 successes. She literally put it off because she couldn't, even though, like I said, she's successful, she couldn't see her successes through the lens of the box that she had put herself in, because she was walking forward, backwards. Them pokes on the shoulder had her totally jacked up. Okay. So 100 successes. Strategy number 2. It's around taking 100% responsibility. You can't control the outcome. You can't always control the event, but you can control the thoughts you think, the actions you take, the mental images that you see. You think a thought, you feel an emotion, you take action, you get a result. Got it? You don't have to accept every thought that comes into your mind. You can choose to accept or reject that thought. And you can choose to set up the thoughts that you think. One of the ways you can do that is daily. Decide 10 things you want to see in your life. Write them down. As you write them down, every day connect with them emotionally. What will that feel like when I achieve that, or when that comes to me, or when that comes to pass? The thoughts you think, the emotions you feel, the actions you take, the result you get. You have control over that. This was one of those pivotal areas that I applied in my life. And I've seen it work over and over and over. Decide the things that you want to see in your life. Don't get into how it will happen. Remember, we're setting ourselves up with a tool to be able to get back on track when we get off track because we've had the pokes, the pokey, or the hokey pokey. You know what I'm saying. And here's the third strategy. Let's talk about limiting beliefs, shall we? I talked about this a little bit in a previous episode. The one I want to focus on now is the inner critic. And that's similar to one of those that may have been set up earlier in life. But I want to ask you the question, is it the inner critic or is it a master protector? When I think about some of the limiting beliefs that have been set up that were self-imposed, I think about the times when I needed her. That 10-year-old Stephanie needed her. And to be able to move through this so that you're still walking forward and you're moving forward, you want to be able to acknowledge that person. And that can be as simple as, Stephanie, I appreciate you showing up for me like you did in the past. I want to thank you for serving and for helping me become the person that I am now. You can sit down now. I know where you are if I need you. It may seem like you're losing your mind when you talk to the person. But one thing about us is when we say things out loud, we hear ourselves. When we say negative things about ourselves, we listen to ourselves. We're using our voice for good, our own good. And what happens is when you embrace that person, I want to call that person a master protector. When you embrace that person, you are giving yourself permission to keep moving forward. And it does something mentally when you're not fighting against that person, when you acknowledge that you only knew what you knew when you knew it then. Right? And that's why this can be so powerful. Now, these 3 strategies I gave you in this episode, the goal is to keep you moving forward towards your goals when you get off track. Now, I'm not saying that you won't ever find yourself looking backwards. I'm not saying that you have the power to always recognize it immediately. But what I am saying is you've got 3 strategies that if you recognize that you put yourself in a box, that you can get yourself out of it. And you have the power to create more of what you want in your life. And I encourage you to do this bonus step. Give yourself permission. Give yourself permission. Give yourself permission to be wealthy. Give yourself permission to accept miracles in your life. Give yourself permission to accept the things that you wrote down in terms of the things that you see in your life. Give yourself permission to be at the top of your industry. Give yourself permission to set healthy boundaries. Give yourself permission to be. So if you find yourself moving forward, but all of a sudden, tap, 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 you're starting to turn. Before you know it, you're still going towards your goal. You're getting a little tripped up. I want you to get back to center. Give yourself permission to be, and review these 3 strategies that I mentioned to you so that you can get back on track. Looking forward to seeing you in the next episode. Take care. Thank you for joining me today. It's been an absolute pleasure. Remember to head over to my website, get your copy of the Success Pillars Quiet Achievers ebook, and get instant access to that. I hope you enjoyed this episode and join us next week when we will talk about the idea of a side hustle and how it helps you diversify and give you more than just money. And thank you very much for watching, listening, and subscribing.